Hello everybody. I have not recorded a video on my channel in a while, so what better way to come back than to have to do an assignment for one of my college classes. I have disappeared for a while because I have been very caught up in school as well as dealing with a recent surgery that I just went through. So I will post a second video about that later on. So yeah. So anyways, this video is going to be about a 4 to 5 minute video in regards to a communications class that I am taking. It's Communications 265G, and it's in regards to basically communication. Ooh, sorry. So anyways, my name is Tawana Williams. I was born Tawana Avi Williams at 11:56 in the morning. I was born a twin. I was the firstborn. I was born in Sacramento, California at a military base called Mather Air Force Base. My twin brother is Kano Dubon Williams. He was born at 12:19 p.m., so we're 23 minutes apart, born on the 23rd, which I thought was really cool. I have several siblings. I have, I believe, 4 brothers, because I have Odell, I have Marvin, James, and then I also have my brothers, Kano, who my twin is, so that's 4. And then I have sisters by the name of Karen, Robin, and Lana, and then I have my younger sister, Mikkel. So I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters. So if you do the math right, there's 9 of us total. I am the mother of 5 children. My oldest is Dylan. He's 11. My middle son is Coda. He is 9. And then I have a daughter. She is named Kyrie. And then I have twins, myself, boy and girl. One of them is named Davin and the other one is Skylar. And they are 6 years old. Or Kyrie, I'm sorry, is 8. She just turned 8. So I do have 5 children. I am married. My wife is Erica, and she is beautiful and amazing, and she is my best friend, and I'm super happy. We've been together for over 2 years now, so it's been a struggle sometimes, but it's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, I have my pride stuff in the background, so I represent proudly for our relationship, and my kids are very happy. Let's see, my mother and father. My mother is Caucasian. She has a lot of like German, Irish, but basically anything Caucasian, she's got it. She was active duty military and served over 20 years of service. She actually retired 1 rank higher than my father. She retired as a sergeant first class, which is an E7 in the Army. My mom's MOS was in transportation. I do not know the code for it, but she was very good at it. My dad is African American. Oh, and my mom's name was Maggie, or Marjorie, I'm sorry, but we called her Maggie for short. My mom is deceased. She passed away in 2006 from cancer, but she lived a very fulfilled life for sure. My mom was 100% disabled from the military, and my mom was also a Gulf War veteran. My father, let's get back to my dad. My dad's name is Shirley, and we called him Lee for short. He was an amazing man. Unfortunately, he just recently passed away in 2016 from cancer, unfortunately, and heart complications. But he was an African-American man, a beautiful African-American man who was active duty military for also over 20 years. He retired as an E6 as a sergeant. Staff sergeant, I believe. His MOS was transportation in the end, but he actually went into the Army as a paratrooper. He was with 82nd Airborne, 101st, and 173rd Airborne. My dad was a paratrooper, and he was very much proud of the regiments that he originally enlisted in. He served 2 tours in Vietnam. My dad is a double Purple Heart recipient, and he was also a Gulf War vet as well. After he served 20 years in the Army, he did serve 13 years of civil service with the United States government, working in the transportation field as a transportation manager. So yeah, I had a very eventful life, and I was able to experience a lot of different things because of my parents, but I also lacked a couple of things as far as maintaining friendships and really establishing kind of like a core value within myself, because I really wasn't in one place for a very long period of time, so that I feel like kind of affected me later on, and it definitely rubbed off on me as a parent, because I ironically ended up marrying someone into the military previously, which is where I had my kids from, and they kind of lived a very similar lifestyle. I have lived all over the country, all over the world. I've lived in Germany and Japan and blah, 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 you name it. Italy. I actually graduated from high school and went to Italy shortly after. So let's see. So based off of what I told you about my parents, I am half black and half white. I do have a splash of Hispanic in there, so I am a Latina as well. My kids are all snowflakes, but they all are a quarter black. My wife is Mexican, and there's definitely a lot of culture boundaries and respect levels, social stratification, symbolic interactionism, social strains, social conflicts. I am taking sociology too, so that definitely applies to communication as well. I definitely, depending on who I speak to, whether it's my parents when they were alive, my kids, my wife, her family, we definitely have different ways of communicating. My wife's family speaks predominantly like 90% of the time in Spanish. So my life is definitely in a Spanglish kind of mode all the time. And I definitely have to be at a different level of respect when I'm speaking to her family as well. Because I have traveled all over the place, I currently live in a location that I'm not going to disclose because this is on YouTube, so I would really like to keep that private. But everyone in my class knows where I currently reside. And what brought me here is I really enjoy being in a border town, and I really enjoy the environment, especially the Hispanic and Latin culture and community here, and the availability that we have to other resources. I definitely enjoy music. I enjoy writing. I enjoy expressing myself through speaking. I'm very good at talking about myself as well as my family. What else? I don't know. I had a very hard time as a child kind of developing myself. I was diagnosed with some conditions as a child, and it really did impact, I guess, my learning ability. I was an honor student with like a C average because of my behavior growing up. I had a really hard time with communication. I did suffer a lot of trauma, unfortunately, as a female growing up. I have a lot of hostility towards the male population because of it, but I definitely have a level of respect to a certain extent, just not for those type of people in particular. I am a very religious person. I do take it very seriously, as you can see. I wear this rosary every day. I never take it off, not even when I take a shower. It's that important to me. So yeah, I suffer from a rare condition called coccydynia, where I actually have no tailbone and part of my sacrum was scraped off just recently. I suffered this condition about almost 2 years ago when I suffered an injury, which is another video later if you guys request it. I actually filmed me breaking my tailbone a couple years ago, and that actually ended up causing this condition. I'm currently a full-time student at a university located in the area where I'm at. I'm studying education. I would like to teach special education and online tutoring and learning, as well as homeschooled environment for children with special needs and behavioral conditions. Just because my children do suffer from similar conditions and are being treated for it, and I would really like to use the skills that I've learned being their mother with other children that could benefit from my services and my experience. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else about my life because it said my story, and I've definitely gotten to about 10 minutes now, and the video is only supposed to be about 4 to 5. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm trying to think of anything else. I don't know. Other than that, my story is pretty simple. I had just kind of like an up and down life, kind of rocky relationships with some of my family. We were just recently talking about, and I wish I could remember the terminology off the top of my head, but we recently talked about like the different types of relationship and who we kind of consider family or who we don't consider family, especially people that are either blood related or not blood related. And how those levels of communication kind of affect our relationships with those people later on in our lives. So I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm just a pretty low-key person who really enjoys life, and I try really hard not to show any struggle or strain in my life because I try to stay as positive as possible and share my story as much as I can. The only other thing I would say is I like helping people and I like to support people and I like to give people hope. I've been through a lot of different experiences, both me and my children, and we've overcome so many different struggles as far as all the trauma that we've suffered and will continue to kind of deal with as we continue with our lives. And I have every hope and dream that other people will be able to have the ability to be strong to get through those things and use the knowledge and the information that I've given about my life and my struggles and my experiences to kind of better themselves. So if anybody has any questions or concerns or would like me to talk a little bit more about a subject, I'm more than happy to just comment below and let me know what you guys would like me to talk about. And I swear I will talk about it regardless of how hard it is, but just be prepared. A lot of subjects may be very emotional, so it may be a little touchy, but I definitely will express it because I want everyone to learn from, what I've been through. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's now 12 minutes, so I better get a good grade on this. But that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. I don't really know, otherwise I'd be going on and on for days about it, because I can't wrap up 36 years of my life or 35 years of my life up in 4 to 5 minutes. So that was the best I could do, was 13 or 14 minutes. So anyways, let me know, touch base, comment below, subscribe to my channel. I may not go on often, but the more you ask and the more you require of me to open up about, the more you're gonna see my face. So as always, this is TJ, and according to my channel, I always keep it real, and you know that. And like I said, comment below, subscribe, love my channel, share this video. Thank you guys so much, and nice to meet you. God bless, and I look forward to talking to everybody soon. Thank you. Bye.